Hi guys, welcome back to Pardon TV. I am Paris, one half of Pardon TV, and I am so excited to see you guys today. I am going to be breaking everything down and the process of what it took for me to purchase my first house in Jamaica. You guys, I just posted a video as well today about the good news about the project that I told you, well, the property that I told you I was trying to get. So make sure once you watch this, you go ahead and you check that out. And that's going to be nice videos to follow because you're going to actually follow me through the whole process. So any piece of paper that I have to fill out, I'm going to go in more detail about what I am doing. Now, as you saw in the title of this video is strictly about things that I needed to actually present to the Jamaican bank, the Jamaican underwriters, as far as getting approved for a loan. So these are upfront things that I definitely needed to have. So first of all, let's talk about your U.S. credit score. Okay, so Jamaica does use our credit system in a sense. Now, when I first got my house, I don't know if it's like that now, but they wanted you to have at least a 640 with the particular bank that I was using, and that was Victoria Mutual. They wanted you to have a 640. You do have to give your credit score to them. Now, no, they don't do the way they do in America, how they run your social security number. No, you actually give them your credit report. So between the three bureaus, you can request a copy of your credit report from any of those bureaus, and you will give that to the people in Jamaica. Like I said, they wanted you to have a 640. So let's talk about credit right now. There will be times, or there will be people that will not have that credit score. I really do feel that credit is very, very important for anything that you do in life. And this is not even talking about Jamaica. This is talking about just doing things in your own city, getting an apartment, getting a car, getting a home in America, smaller things that you may want to do. Credit really, really counts. So when I was starting out, did I have the right credit? No, I didn't. So that was one of the first things that I started to work on as far as my journey to getting this house, because it was a journey, but it's possible to go from the worst of everything and to come out on the other end like I am. So if I'm here telling you this story, then you know that you can also do it as well. So work on that credit. You can call some of the banks in Jamaica. Maybe I'll make a video about the different banks that I know that are in Jamaica, or you can go ahead and just Google them to just see what the minimum credit requirements are to even apply for a loan. But you want to make sure that you're together. You don't want to be trying to venture out into something that you know you are not ready for. So just keep that in mind. And step one is to work on the credit. You want to make sure that you're good before you try to venture out to do something. Now, mind you, when you get this property, I don't know if you're buying this property to live in, or if you're buying this property for Airbnb purposes, which is what I was buying it for, to try to make money. You need to get your life in order. And that was the first thing that I did. And I took the time to, contact, creditors or whatever I needed to do to get that score to where I needed it to be to apply for the loan. So that's number one. Obviously, you need a job. You need a job to apply for a loan in Jamaica. I don't really know any bank that you would need a job, unless you're going to be a cash buyer. You can talk to the bank about things, but you definitely need to have a job. Now, you can be self-employed. There are other little factors that will go into context when you talk about self-employed and the requirements that you need. You may need a little bit more than a person that is employed, but it's not that much more. But just know that if you are self-employed, you can still buy a house and finance a house in Jamaica. So you need credit, you need a job. You will need a job letter, like an official job letter from your boss, with the letterhead stating pretty much your name, when you started, how much you make, how many hours you work, are you full-time, are you part-time? These are just most of the things that need to be included in that letter, because trust me, if they are not in that letter, they will ask you to do it again, because that happened to me. And it really, really has to be official as well, on letterhead, company letterhead. So just know that you will need a job letter. I talked about this in my other video, but you need a TRN. Now, I said that I can't remember if you had to pay for a TRN. I don't think that you do. You can get this TRN from either being in Jamaica, or I have a friend that did it from here and she never went to Jamaica and she was able to get her TRN from just, the internet process that she did. But I personally was in Jamaica. I just went to the tax registration office, it was in a place called St. Anne's Bay, which is right outside of Ocho Rios, but I'm sure they have them all over Jamaica. I was in and out. I had my tax registration number the same day, and they just give me like a little sheet of paper, and that was pretty much it. I was good to go. I can't see why there would be a fee. I mean, you're only getting a number so you can, be registered in Jamaica. But you guys can definitely check that out to find out, because that part I really don't remember. You do need a bank account. You need a bank account here in the States, because they are wanting to see your statements. And if I'm not mistaken, they wanted like 3 months of my bank statements, but that can extend to 6 months, that can extend to a year, and it just depends. Also, if you're self-employed, they may want to see even more, but you have to give them your bank statements because they want to see that, your check or whatever it is that you're saying that you're making and the income that you're saying you're getting is being deposited somewhere. So they are going to want to see your bank statements. You will be able to just print those up and you will send those over to them. So just know that. And I did, tell you in the previous video that I thought it was a really good idea to go ahead and open up an account in Jamaica, maybe even at the bank that you're going to be financing your home, just to get that rapport with them already. And trust me, it comes. Eventually, you will have to have a bank account there. That's what I found out at the end when I was about to close. She was just like, now we need you to open up a bank account. I was like, I already have one. Thank you. But just to let you know that you will need a bank account as well. So just go ahead and just get that bank account open. I told you about the bank statements. You will need a marriage certificate and or divorce certificate. So if you do have those, if you're married, if you're divorced, make sure you get those on hand. Just make copies of them. What I did is I just have a folder, and all these specific things that I'm telling you, like I just keep them in a folder. So if I want to do a project, I'm like, I'm all ready to go. I know. You will need your birth certificate as well. So make sure you have that. You will need to give them a copy of your social security number. And that is from the US. You can just give them a copy of it because yes, you will have to provide your social security number to the bank in Jamaica. So I'm just letting you know that. They will need a copy of your passport, your ID passport, but I'm assuming everybody, if you're going to Jamaica, you're gonna have a passport. So you will have to provide them a copy of your valid passport. And tax returns, you do have to give them. It's more so the tax transcripts, I think. So how you would just go ahead you can get that online. I was able to do that. I don't even think I had to pay for it. That I'm not really sure. But if I did pay for it, I don't think you have to pay for your transcripts. You just create an account with the federal tax return. You go ahead and you just request it. And you can actually print it up from home. So they can mail it to you, or I was just able to just print mine up from home because you will have to provide that to the bank. And let me see, pay slips. About 3 months of pay slips, you will have, they call them pay slips, we call them pay stubs, but you will have to provide pay stubs to the bank as well from your company. They say 3 months, but that 3 months again can turn into 6 months, can turn into a year, just depending on your job and how long the process goes. Don't be surprised that you will be printing up multiple and bank statements because the process can take a long time sometimes. Sometimes you may run into little, problems or whatever. So that expires. So just know that you may have to provide more than 3 months. And just again with the credit report, I think the credit report lasts for 6 months. So just know that if your process lasts more than 6 months, you will have to then give them another credit report. So you want to make sure that credit stays tight. Don't be putting extra stuff on your credit card. Don't go applying for all these other things. Just make sure that you know that you may have to provide credit reports again and also pay slips. They can ask you at any given time to give more pay slips. Even if you're almost at the end of buying a house, your process, just know that anytime they can just say like, hey, we want to see more pay slips. We want to see another job letter. Just know that. And let me tell you something that is so important that I found out the hard way. When you Some things you will have to, like, they will need originals. All these things that I'm pretty much telling you, I was just able to like just scan them over and email them to my loan officers. Some things they do need original signatures, and we'll talk about that more so in the process. But right now I'm just telling you the beginning, the things that I needed to really get this ball going. So just know that at any given time, a person could tell you we didn't get it. They have no idea where it is. They lost it. It got misplaced. So make sure that you keep the copies, whether it be your bank statements, your job letter. Make sure that you keep the copies somewhere safe and somewhere that you can get to, because trust me, you will be refaxing things. Well, not refaxing, but rescanning things back to email. Now, if you already have the email, you can just go ahead and just resend that back to them. But I was doing that so much. And I'm super organized. Make sure you are organized. Make sure that you are organized. I cannot stress this more. Get you a notebook, something that you write in, that you mark your process, the date and times that you sent things, the people that you talk to. And when you have to resort back to other things, you could just like flip in your book, like, hey, on this particular day, I sent this. Make sure you have a notebook, and it's just about your baby, your project, because this is so exciting. This is going to be one of the biggest things that you've ever done in your life when it comes to just anything. I mean, I feel like this is like one of the biggest things that I have ever done, because I was here, I live in America, and I'm trying to purchase a house overseas. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if you live in Jamaica, you some of this stuff still reflects on you guys as well. I'm just not really knowledgeable in a person, like a local, buying a house in Jamaica, but I'm sure you do need some of these things, if not all of them, maybe even more. So this is a very exciting process. Maybe you know, times that you just want to give up, times that you get frustrated, times that you're like, what the hell is going on, because you're not really in sync with the way Jamaica does things as opposed to America or Canada or the UK or wherever you may be trying to purchase this house. Now, something else that you definitely need to get in your head, you need to know how to do conversions. You need to know how to convert US dollar to Jamaican dollar to US dollar. You also need to understand that what's $1 in Jamaica, the rates are always changing. So you have to just stay with that, and depending on who you're paying, the bank may have a different rate as opposed to somebody else that you may be paying, or an exchange rate. So please make sure that you learn how to convert those dollars and just know it like the back of your head, because a lot of times in Jamaica, people will talk to you in their local currency, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, oh, this house costs, you know, $20 million, you know, $30 million. And you're like, what the hell? And then you have to go and convert that into the US dollar. So just know how to do that. Having a phone, Google, I mean, that's all you need to do. I'm not saying you have to get down, you know, with a pen and pencil or whatever, because, you know, whatever, I wouldn't be able to do that. But as long as you have your calculator, you understand the gist of converting money, that is something that's going to be very important to you. And especially even with you traveling there, you know, you need to make sure that you know how to convert money. So I think that's pretty much it. This video was just basically the basics of things that I needed in the beginning to be able to start this process. Now, there are things that the bank is going to need from you, that they're like paperwork that they are going to ask you to fill out. And I am going to speak about that in another video. But I think I pretty much went through everything in the beginning that I needed to present to the bank to get this process started. So remember, work on that credit. If you already got the 640, or, you know, talk to the institutions to see if they, you know, what's the minimum US credit score that they will want. If you already have that, then you're on to the next step. But just know that you can do this. You got this. Like, you guys, when I tell you, I didn't know anything. I didn't have the credit. I didn't have the money, nothing. And I was able to do it. So I know you can do it. Don't say that you can't. Manifest it, speak about it, think about it, dream about it, write about it, and it is going to be yours. So I am so happy that you are with Pardon TV. Make sure that you check out my other video, because I got some good news too. I'm so happy that I could just sit here and just talk to you really encourage you guys, because I know that you can do this. You can. There is no reason that you can't do it. And one big reason that I wanted to do this house is because I felt like this was like kind of like a retirement plan for me. You know, once you pay the house off, and you know, you can either, you know, sell it in your older days, keep it for generational wealth to pass down to your children, or use it as income, you know, to help supplement maybe something that you have at home, or you don't have at home. So I think this is an excellent way to do something like this. Just know that I am going to be here, hopefully with you through every step of the way. You can always repeat my videos. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below. And as I said in my other videos, just know that I probably won't be able to individually answer all questions. But what I will do is, if you ask a question, if I do know the answer, I will just include it in my next video. So, okay, you guys, I want you to have a beautiful and blessed weekend and manifest. I am getting this house. This house is mine. You have no choice. This house is yours. Manifest it, speak it, and don't say anything else. Because remember, the universe listens to what you say. They do. I don't know who's out there, but they listen. The universe listens. All right. So I love you guys, and we will speak in my next video. Bye.